guys, the next topic is about to be about our guy, Ron DeSantis. You guys really loved when we talked about Ron DeSantis and Disney, and this is actually the first video, I think 3 Ron DeSantis videos where we're actually not speaking about Disney, even though I can say, guys, Ron DeSantis did just I'm not sure if he created a law or he's pushing one or something like that to kind of remove funding. Basically, he's trying to remove funding from, I believe, colleges that have to deal with gender identity, relationships, all of that kind of stuff. A little bit more of the woke issues, which a lot of you guys taught me a lot more about that, which I didn't understand, which was a really good thing. I'm not on here to necessarily teach you about these topics. I just want this to be a nice place for us to have civil discourse. We look at the news for the day and we speak on it, and we have a good place to interact, which is why it's going to be really great when I start having a lot of y'all in these streams so we can really have that live conversation. But for now, I do love when you guys come into the comments and everything like that and get to speaking on these topics. We've had some really good points of views, little debates and everything's in the comments, and it's just a good time. It's just a good time. Everybody's been real nice and respectful and everything like that. So there's really nothing negative that I could say about it. But let's get into the topic. Now, it says Florida Governor Ron DeSantis looks nearly ready to launch his White House bid. Now, as you can see, this is Ron DeSantis right here. He's been catching a lot of fire because of his work in Florida dealing with Disney. And as you know, people from Florida love Disney. People not from Florida love Disney. People from all around the world love Disney. So if you're attacking Disney, you should already expect that heat to be coming with you, with the speed of, 6 women driving a Nissan Altima to happy hour on Sunday, or after, happy hour on Sunday. Don't drink and drive, though, of course. Now, it says Florida Governor Ron DeSantis appeared to be putting the final pieces in place before he announces a bid in 2024 Republican presidential nomination. Now, it says the governor's political operation started moving out of its Tallahassee offices and into a new location on Monday, a source familiar with the situation told CNBC. Now, there could be a lot of reasons for this, but I mean, it is it's about time for him to start, putting his bid out there. So, them starting to, make a new headquarters and everything like that is obviously going to be something that we're all going to be looking at. Now, it says the cost of the move will likely exceed $5,000, a threshold that will trigger a 15-day countdown for the operation to file a statement of candidacy form with the FEC, the Federal Election Commission. The move, which NBC News reported Friday, is expected to essentially kick off DeSantis' final sprint before he publicly announces his presidential bid. Nice. Now, so apparently it's saying, okay, if you want to do this and it's for, it's time to get that on the books. And if it's anything that's more than $5,000, then it's time to, hit up the Federal Election Commission and kind of let them know what's going on with that. Move this. Okay. On Monday, DeSantis press secretary Brian Griffin. Y'all get it? Brian Griffin, like Family Guy. Y'all know Brian Griffin. Announced he was leaving the governor's office to pursue other avenues of helping to deliver the governor's success to our country. Come on, that sounds like a presidential bid. Helping to deliver the governance success to our country. Our country, not our state. Our country. This sounds like a bid to me. Griffin is becoming the press secretary for the DeSantis political operation, according to Fox News, who first reported the move. If I can even be a small part of the revival and restoration of our great nation, then I am prepared to give it all, he wrote in his resignation letter. Got to resign from the governor's office, if you're trying to go to the presidential office. Now, a spokeswoman for the governor's office said in a statement that Griffin has been a valuable member of the communications team and worked tirelessly to serve Floridians. And we know he will continue to serve the governor well in his new role. Sounds like he's gearing up, guys. This is going to be interesting. I'm really ready. I'm excited for this presidential campaign. I don't really think any of the candidates are really good. I mean, DeSantis, we see how ugly he is with Florida. Trump's over here grabbing booty, and Biden's asleep. So I don't really know, like, who. Guys, let me know who you guys think is actually going to come with that heat. Like, obviously, Trump's going to come with the heat from a political standpoint, or a financial standpoint and everything like that. But also, it's like, dang, he was grabbing booty. Like, is there a way for us to get, someone who's smart when it comes to social issues, but also can handle the finances too and understands that money drives this world, can also make the US or the United States look like a stronger political power, because obviously falling asleep at meetings and falling off of bikes is not making us look like a strong power. Joe Biden has had us out here looking softer than a pillow lately, and DeSantis is over here being a small child when it has to do with this whole Disney situation, which, as I learn more and more about this situation, thank you to the followers and the supporters who have showed me more about this situation, it makes it look even worse, because if you understand the history of it, then it just makes the situation even stickier, and it makes Ron DeSantis look like even more of a child that is throwing a tantrum because he's simply not getting his way. And now it says the moves are among the clearest yet that DeSantis is gearing to step into the primary arena that Donald Trump has so far dominated and still is. Long seen as Trump's top Republican rival, DeSantis is seeing his standing decline in early national polls of the potential primary field, even as he tours key states and touts a spate of recent legislative victories, because he lost a bunch of Republicans with this whole Disney situation. Now it says Trump, meanwhile, appears to have surged in the same polls despite recently being criminally charged for falsifying business records and being found liable for SA and defamation by a New York jury. As we know, there was those 36 felony counts, which he beat. Shout out to Trump for beating those. But he did not beat his SA with Jean Carroll that took place somewhere in the mid-90s. He had to pay out around $5 million to her. So it's just embarrassing, But apparently this hasn't hurt him in the polls too much. I don't know how you can get caught and have to pay for grabbing booty and somehow still not, you're doing better in the polls. I don't know if that says a lot about the American people. I don't know if that says a lot about where our moral system is. I don't know if people are just so scared of Joe that they're like, we're going to let this slide. But it's interesting, to say the least. Now, it said, of course, he pleaded not guilty to criminal charge and vowed to appeal the verdict. Now it says the polling gap between the frontrunners has widened, even as super PACs backing DeSantis and Trump has each spent a comparable amount, more than $10 million, on advertising the primary so far, according to data from ad tracking firm Ad Impact. The pro-DeSantis political efforts could soon reap a major windfall if the governor's allies are able to transfer nearly $86 million from the state GOP to a federal super PAC that it can use to boost his national campaign. Yeah, that $86 million is definitely going to help, definitely going to help. Some experts expect the Florida governor supporters to make that move around the same time DeSantis announces his White House bid. He met with major donors in recent weeks to make his case as a presidential contender. So he's already been making moves. He's definitely running, guys. And I think the only way he can win is if Trump goes to jail or something. Like, I don't know. Do either any of you guys see a situation where DeSantis just straight out beats Trump? Like, I just don't see it unless Trump just does something stupid between now and then. Or another case comes out or something, or a case that he probably still was involved in comes back to haunt him. I don't know. These things can definitely happen between now and then, though, based on the way Trump be moving. Now, some of these potential benefactors have extolled the governor's abilities, though Bloomberg reported that one wealthy GOP donor, Steve Schwarzman, is holding off after meeting with him. Now, they said he's used his office to tee up his campaign. He signed multiple education-focused bills, one for including barring funding. This is the bill I was talking about. For diversity, equity, and inclusion programs in public colleges. Supporters and critics of those programs have each accused each other of stifling academic freedom. Yeah, you guys have shown me a lot about this. I'm going to have to look more into this before I can really necessarily speak on and everything like that. But I definitely did see some of the negatives of the bill. If you guys think that this bill is positive, let me know why you guys think this is positive. Let's get the conversation started about that so we can really figure out what's going on with this. You guys know I'll be in there reading you guys' comments, doing a little research from your comments, and telling you guys how I feel about it, and let each other know how you guys feel about it as well. Is it a W bill? Is it an L bill? That's what we want to know. Let's just get that civil discourse going. I really like what we were speaking on in the last video that we had to do with DeSantis. So let's keep that up. Let's keep that going. And now it says this anti-DEI bill is part of a wide-reaching, frequently politically divisive agenda that recently passed through Florida's heavily Republican state legislature. And he says, if you want to do things like gender ideology, go to Berkeley, he said at the signing event on Monday. So Berkeley took a shot here out the blue. Berkeley's probably looking like 50 Cent. Like, what did I do? What did I do? I woke up and this man was hating on me. If you guys know that reference. DeSantis and Trump were both set to hold events in Iowa over the weekend, but former president backed out, citing concerns about severe weather. That made him back out. That's interesting. After ducking the head-to-head moment, Trump turned back to repeatedly bashing DeSantis in the media. He doesn't have the goods. Now you guys say it in the Donald Trump verse. He doesn't have the goods. And that was a bad one. He doesn't have the goods. I don't know. Just imagine Donald Trump saying that. I could imagine him saying that. He said of DeSantis in a multi-part Truth Social post Monday that railed against Fox News for allegedly covering the GOP challenger too favorably. Without my endorsement, he was a dead man walking. Even with Fox, he's already pretty close to that again. So this is going to be really interesting to see. I think if it really does come between Trump and DeSantis, I think especially if you look at the polls right now, DeSantis going down in the polls, I think Trump is definitely going to get that W. It's going to be a lot easier for us to see, obviously, the closer that we get to where these decisions are going to have to be made. But let me know who you guys are thinking. Like, who do you guys think is going to be in it? Who's runner-up to Biden? I'm not sure who's runner-up to Biden, but right now, obviously, it's looking like DeSantis. We got DeSantis, we got Biden, and obviously we got Trump. Let me know what you guys think about that. Let me know what you guys think about DeSantis stepping up to the bid in the first place, as we all knew he was going to do that and everything like that. So let me know what you guys think. Definitely like, comment, and subscribe. It helps the channel grow. It just gets us out to more people. And let's have more people to have these good conversations for. One day we will have tons of people in here looking at these live streams, and we'll all just be discussing it. I'll be seeing what you guys are saying, and we'll just be speaking on the news in real time, really having a good time, just relaxing a little bit more, and everything like that. And we can really get it, really get these debates going. Some stuff where maybe I can start letting some of you guys come up, and, we really talk about this. We can get some debates going on here live, one person versus another person, So I appreciate everybody who's showing the love. I'm going to get some water, and then we're going to get into the next topic because my water is pretty much gone.